But when you find something that interests you, it's really rewarding, and it feels like an active experience when you're doing it, where just scrolling, I don't get that from. I'm a student here at IUPUI, and I like to collect analog technology like vinyl records, 35mm film cameras, but especially cassettes and books. I'd say that books and cassettes are the most consistently growing parts of my collection. One, because books are super easy to find. There's so many bookstores, and also cassettes, just because that's been my most recent hyperfixation as far as analog technology goes. I love to read, I love to listen to music. What makes physical books so special to me is that they represent so many different things. They represent bookstores, going in, getting a new book, the small businesses associated with that, the communal experience of that. Barnes & Noble, it comes close to that, but it's still not the same. In each bookstore, like Loudmouth, carrying like banned books or books by minority authors, have their own special niche. Something that I've noticed that I think is really special is bookstores and music stores that have their own distinct identity. I think a lot of people, even in Indiana, have this impression that culture really only exists in like Chicago, New York, LA, coastal cities, and that Middle America is just kind of this one homogenous thing. But it's not. We, like anywhere else, have forged our own literary tradition, and it's special. We have people obviously like John Green living here, Leah Johnson, who also owns Loudmouth, nationally renowned author, Kurt Vonnegut, coming from Indianapolis. I love the interaction of any analog technology, especially bookstores, where you get to pick something out. You spend so long trying to find a spine that looks interesting, and you take it up to the counter, and you have this fresh piece that has a whole world inside of it, because you get something that's purely for enjoyment out of it. It's not a chore. You do it to go on a little adventure, as cliche as that may sound.
Have a good one, thank you. Hey, y'all take care. See you soon.
So cassettes are a form of physical music, rather than the music being, on your phone, in the cloud, or on the piece of plastic in the grooves of vinyl record. It's on magnetic tape, which is really easy to screw up. If you put like a really high-powered magnet next to your cassette tape, it could screw it up. It's not as high quality as digital or vinyl. It's very grainy, but that's what I love about it. Cassette collection is a very, very, very recent interest for me. I love the display aspect of collecting cassette tapes. I love the lo-fi sound of cassette tapes, and I love the price point, where a lot of the times they're super duper cheap. Not always, but much cheaper than my previous vinyl record collecting. From there, it was just like, this is what I want to collect. This is fun. Sure, you can find local music digitally, but that's like anybody can put it out there. But with a cassette, anyone can just press play, start recording on a cassette, put it in their, scrappy little case and drop it off at a record store. So you really get to consider the tapes and pick the ones that, maybe a local artist dropped this off, and you get to discover more local music. I love the tactile feel of playing a cassette. This might sound weird, but there is kind of this reward of just, I don't go on my phone, press play, instant gratification. It's, I need to carefully consider, what do I want to listen to now? Can I commit to this tape for 45 minutes, an hour, 90 minutes, whatever? And just the whole process of opening it, there's something about that click, putting it, just taking it out is just so addictive, because they're packaged so fun and so different than any other form of music. But I think there's a different enjoyment that I get out of analog technology that digital can never replace. I like to say that if the internet was completely wiped out tomorrow, all that music that I had saved on Apple Music, gone. But my cassettes would still exist. It's a physical log that I own. If it's smashed, the recording's gone. That interest in vintage, retro technology is very common in people. Maybe if you're older, you grew up with cassettes and stuff like that. You just have a fondness for it that you never got rid of. You just keep that around. There's a million reasons why analog technology is here to stay. My biggest issue when starting a collection is that imposter syndrome of, I need to know this, I need to know everything, I need to have all the gear. But honestly, you don't need any of that, and you'll kind of nestle into your own satisfactory place the more you just collect what you want. I also think it's important to have an actual enjoyment for what you're collecting. Books, I like reading. I don't just put them on a shelf and look at them. Cassettes, I listen to those on a regular basis. I take them on trips. Interact with your collection, have a personal relationship with it. You know, that's all it takes. You don't need fancy hardware or anything. Just knowing where to look and being passionate about it is really all you need.
He has such a specific personality.
Doing good. Of course. I love that you're rocking a brownie, man.